What's up, gamers? Where are we? We're in the year 2021. Oh, you said where are we, not when are we?
Well, we are time traveling.
We're in actually, you tell us where we are.
We are in the witch bitch capital, Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, what is that? Like, isn't like the pentagram and shit like something you do like in like high school? Like what? Yet like they've made a whole career out of it here, like a whole touristry industry.
Yeah, did you ever do anything like weird like ghost stuff when you were younger, like Ouija boards or
Weird
like drawing pentagrams on the ground? I was never into
You ever
that.
have sex with a ghost?
The
The closest thing is probably jerking off to any Danny Phantom like type of.
Oh, Danny Phantom was good. I never jerked
Bitch, I'm
off to
going
Danny.
ghost.
Remember when he said that in the show? He'd say, "Bitch, I'm going ghost."
He said that, and then Trippie Redd said it 20 years later. On that track with
Which
Bitch,
song
I'm going ghost. Casper, that's a
did
ghost.
he make a Danny Phantom reference?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
No, I never. So you were never into like Ouija boards or like ghost stuff, haunted stuff?
I've done a Ouija board, but I just have always
Have you
thought
really?
like that it was just somebody pulling my pepperoni, you know what I mean? Just like yanking my chain, doing a little doopsie on me. You know, like I didn't really think like there was a whole thing around it. Even though I was supposed to actually act in this play about like a haunted Ouija board, but that never came out. Just
Wait a second. What?
I got Will Smith my memory wiped after immediately. So that was the ghost, I guess.
You ever seeing? Isn't Will Smith like? He's the guy now. He was
genie?
So yeah,
In
the
Fortnite?
Stop.
Play as the genie in Fortnite.
Isn't he? He was like super out of shape, and now he's like getting into shape. And
We should stop fat shaming the genie. You know, I was gonna say it's like you need to stop like fat shaming the witches because like the only like witch bitch I see are just like I don't know 300-pound TikTokers that are just trying to like throw a spell on me for like eating too much gluten or something like that. It's just like that is what witches have divulged to. You know, just like they used to be like, I'm going to curse you, and now it's just like I'm going to shame you from like a I don't know, liberal cringe perspective or something like that, and then like a whole $1 billion capitalistic industry comes out.
Come on. Were there there aren't witches like that. Maybe a little bit, but
I don't know, man. Isn't
maybe
that what
here.
like Salem is? Like this, like we haven't grown up and we're still just like
No,
hanging on to our witch
maybe.
mentality.
Maybe.
Like people are like, oh, let's make it Halloween all year. It's like, no, there's a reason Halloween comes and goes.
Yeah. It's weird around here. It's like in October, it gets obviously very touristy, and there's a ton of people here, like hundreds of thousands. And it's literally June right now, and there's still a ton of people. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? What's there to see in Salem in June?
I don't know, man.
Why are you here?
Isn't like the two demographics of people here are like, you know, your witches and your tech bros. So it's like the tech bro boyfriend and like the witch goth GF like as like a meme, and it's just like, you know, like you just get like your techie guy, which I'm kind of dressed like today, I will say. You know, I got
think
like
so?
the
You wanna
Yeezy Gap shirt.
Can we see your outfit?
Little genies on, little newbies, you know, some shit that like I could wear in gym class and not get made fun of. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like you tech it up in Salem, and you got your like witchy goth like GF that like practices witchcraft on the side and has like an Etsy that doesn't go anywhere, but you know, you're the one that brings home the bread, and you know you're also socially inept, and just think like maybe the witching stuff is like cool from a distance because like maybe you're into pegging, and then she like pegs you with a wand or something like that. But like, I don't know, man. Like that's just kind of the vibe I get from being down here in Salem. But I feel like the techocracy that's kind of like
you get.
everywhere a bit. But you know, in Salem, maybe you get that like we don't want to grow up witch mentality with the like. Unfortunately, we have to grow up tech mentality.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Are there tech people with like witchy? If that was a thing, like a tech guy with like a witch, do you think like Mark Zuckerberg like is into witches kind of thing? Like he likes kind of like the more I don't know what you'd say, like the darker kind of goth girls. That'd be so funny.
He definitely likes that, like, I don't know, the Dark Army, like, Chinese hacker group. I don't know. Shout out Mr. Robot.
Right.
Even though that show kind of fell off, if you ask me.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg like could have been a cool like hacker like Remy Malik, but he instead turned into Facebook and like
he turned into
a tech giant.
A mini god.
Yeah, what
that we need to kill, like we're in like a Japanese anime.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. He could have been like the cool hacker that was like saving America or something. But now he just owns Facebook.
Yep, it's the dark prophecy coming to life instead of the good one.
He chose the wrong path.
Hey, have you heard about that new Lin-Manuel Miranda musical? You know the guy who made Hamilton? And I'm not talking about in the Washington Heights. I'm talking about the tech bro Hamilton. I was just trying to say, like, what if there was like a tech bro version of Hamilton that's just like, I know CSL, but I'm just an incel, and
now that would be cool.
Like rap.
Did you
like
ever see
Hamilton?
the original? Did you ever remember when like it was like?
I'm anti-Hamilton, by the way, for the record.
I don't know if I'm anti-Hamilton. What even is? Wasn't it like,
it
was like a retelling
fifth grader rap about history, and it's like they're trying to make it cool by like having Daveed Diggs in there, and like this guy that sounds like a fucking mixture between Stuart Little and Arthur the Aardvark that's rapping. I'm an Alexander, and I'm Alexander Hamilton, and by the way, I shoot people. And it's like, dude, no one fucking cares. Like,
wait, I thought this was like a Shakespeare like play kind of thing.
No, it's like a fucking cringe rap, like a history lesson.
I had no idea.
It's like music that you'd put on for an elementary schooler, and then like people like lost their shit. It's like weird how it became like a second wave of cultural phenomenon as soon as it like went to like Disney Plus, which is a problem.
Is it on Disney Plus now?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. So before you just used to hear about it from like the New York like theater elite and shit like that would sprinkle out like, oh, I went to see Hamilton, which is like cool, good for you. That's like going to like a 5th grade talent show, I guess. You're trying to get like a cool history lesson or something like that. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like people like have tried to like put like the music on just like the raw music like in a party tone. It's just like, you need to turn this shit off.
I remember for a while people were like flexing about the tickets. They were like, oh yeah, I got my Hamilton tickets, they were all sold out, but I got mine. And they show their pictures of them like in the front row with like the playbill, and they're looking at the stage.
Yeah, you should have bought a scalped PS5, bitch. That's what I say to that. You should have paid $1,000 for a fucking scalpedly used PS5.
As a gamer yourself, I mean,
this whole tech bit about the Hamilton thing didn't go anywhere.
No, you can go back to it. You want to finish? You can wrap it up.
Yeah, and I wear my New Balances and got a goth GF and moved to Salem. Hey, the tech's the best. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I work for Google facial recognition and eating a Kai bowl. What's an intuition? That's coming next.
I'm glad that was pretty good. I'm glad you wrapped that.
That was a good little freestyle. I gotta say, that was a good. Like, I would go see that. Like we all know the tech bros are gonna soon rule us all. It's gonna be a tech bro summer, whether you like it or not.
I don't want to be.
They're coming. The AI is coming. You're not gonna come because it's gonna be ruled by incels, so no one's gonna come. We're gonna be in a very sexless society soon, but we're gonna have Hamilton-like spinoffs.
Tech stuff we're being like kind of sold the. I'm speaking hypothetically here. Whenever hypothetically being sold like a lie that the tech people are bad, when really they're the good guys. It's possible. I mean, they're making a lot of good stuff.
We're the good guys, Senator. That was supposed to be by Mark Zuck right there.
Oh, you could like
Mark Zuck with the Ouija board. Who should I kill next?
I don't think he's really doing anything though. Like. Mark's just running Facebook. Is he really doing anything bad?
Are we really trying to pretend that, like...
I don't think
they don't know they're doing anything bad is kind of like a 2015 excuse.
What are they doing that's bad, though?
I think
just for a moment...
we have a generation of people now that just, like, scroll through their lives and, like... I feel like that fucks with your attention span and your soul and, like... kind of tribalizes some people. Like, not saying, like, there are people that are all like that, but I just think, like, hey, look, here's a nifty new bad thing we get to deal with. Not to steamroll.
The addictive quality, yeah, I would agree that's bad.
Addiction, all I ever wanted. Do a whip at cocaine and ketamine. Bye, Nicole.
Just get her nails done. It's
just
her
had to
birthday
throw
this
out that.
week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shouts out to Nicole. This is definitely this is the birthday special.
Hey, babe.
This is the birthday babe special. Charlie,
We got to keep Charlie, though.
Charlie, get up here.
I forgot he's still here.
What a loaf. What a 1 foot tall footrest. Anyway.
No, okay. I would say the tech is fine.
You're on that white pill shit.
Yeah, I'm on the white pill.
The Lex Friedman.
I'm on a little bit like all this tech stuff is happening. We can't really stop it at this point. So we could try, but I don't think it would come without consequences. So let's embrace it, all the good things, and let's believe, that with love or whatever. Sorry, now it seems a little bit, I'm in the realm of fantasy right now, but
we need to put our imagination caps on.
Let's put our imagination caps on. Yeah. I think there could be a lot of good things. I mean, think about I don't know, Facebook is good for some things, right? Come on, let's be a little pro Facebook for a moment. Name one. Facebook's at this party right now, and Mark Zuckerberg's in the corner.
Say something nice.
Mark Zuckerberg is crying in the corner at this party, and let's just say three nice.
Where is this party?
Is
it somewhere at a witch bitch's mansion in Salem or in the Hollywood Hills? Okay,
sure.
We're at the Goth GF party. Got it.
And Mark's like, "Come on, say something nice." We have to say three nice things about Facebook. And
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I like this. I'll go first. I like some of the Facebook groups. Some of them are fun. And you get to meet, maybe not meet in person.
What
maybe
is
you
a
do.
Facebook group that you have joined that hasn't turned into QAnon? What is a good Facebook group?
There was, when I was living in Nashua, which I am no longer.
Rest in peace.
Shout outs to the original...
original podcast studio.
Yeah, original podcast studio. I was part of a bunch of, Nashua groups where you could see, what was going on in the area. You could join some of the see what was going on with the parks. You could see events and things like that. So in that way, it's easier. You don't have to know you don't have to know a website. People don't have to make a website. They can just make a Facebook group. You can make Facebook events, and that's easy.
I guess.
Yeah. All right, Mark's he's sniffling a little bit.
He's still sniffling.
He's like, okay. He's like, say something else. What else do you like?
I mean, did Facebook invent the memories thing where it's just
That's a good question.
Because I know everything is kind of across all the boards now, stories, everybody has that. But did Facebook invent this happened 8 years ago and here's a memory of this? Because a lot of other technologies have adopted that, and that's kind of nice sometimes. It's sometimes nice to be
seeing that?
This happened 4 years ago on this day. Huh.
Yeah, but isn't your reaction always the same? You're like, oh my God, that was 4 years ago?
That's not always my reaction, but sometimes it is. Sometimes. I mean, I haven't had a Facebook in a long time. It's actually permanently deleted, so I wouldn't.
You permanently deleted?
I can't say that too loud or else Mark's going to cry even more. But I have an Instagram, so he still has me in his grasp.
I forgot. Yeah, Facebook.
Should I thank him for buying Instagram, even though I feel like that's a mistake and it's now...
Was that a good move to buy Instagram, you think?
I mean, Instagram has objectively become less cool. Am I right?
You're right, yeah.
And now it's I'm stealing this from somebody online, but it's it was kind of built on the facet that fake it till you make it, and we all kind of know that that shit is just fake, so it doesn't really hit the same anymore. And now Instagram is now literally just always trying to sell you something, like a hoodie or something like that, based on whatever you follow. Yeah, it's just this. It's ad city,
There's that famous scene from that movie where Mark Zuckerberg's at the Senate trial. I'm saying it like it's a movie. Where he's like, how do you guys make money? And he's like, we sell ads, Senator.
We are overdue for a sequel to The Social Network.
Yeah,
we are overdue. David?
We talked about this.
Okay, well,
didn't we?
I mean, fuck them. They couldn't hear it again.
It opens up at the Senate hearing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
If we're just doing old bits.
Yeah, put the notes away. Yeah, what are some of your notes? Do you have anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, well, I said this in the stairway while we were going to get our acai bowl.
Acai.
While we were on our tech bro diet, I was saying how, cryptocurrency very popular topic right now. Also, anti-vax, popular topic. And I'm saying how basically not getting the vaccine right now is the new cryptocurrency because the more you hang on to that shit, the more it's going to the moon.
I like this. I like this a lot.
I mean, you get people like Brett Weinstein, who's been like studying like virology and biology and all the other ologies.
Is that like Eric Weinstein?
Who's
like
his brother,
really?
who is now being like silenced on like all these online platforms for like now talking about like the lab leak theory, which is now being totally embraced by mainstream media. And it was like xenophobic a year ago because Trump, and just saying things like, yeah, maybe there are some side effects to this vaccine. And just saying something as simple as that, I'm not saying like to everybody, don't go get it. Like, get it if you want it. If you need it, go get it, fine. But do your own research. Like, if you're listening to just somebody else blindly, then that's on you. But, like, for me, I need to kind of do my own digging and research. And, like, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't want to really fuck with the risks. I'm trying to be, like, one of those percentages that doesn't get COVID or the vaccine. Because, hey, you know what? Some people are immune.
Do you know anyone who's gotten the vaccine and had, like, weird side effects? Like, anyone, like, family or friends?
Well, there is that one friend of yours that...
One friend of mine.
Has...
Is that you? Who's an anti-vaxxer, has a podcast.
Didn't you say that like Nicole's friend had like tinnitus after the injection?
Oh, yes.
And then I'm just reading things about like heart inflammation and just other things about the spike protein being harmful and just kind of like I'm noticing some things that I'm a little cautious of, and like I'm just like taking care of myself, trying to be healthy, you know what I mean? Like,
but do you just not want to get it?
I kind of don't want to get it because I don't want any.
You don't want the needle?
It's not that I'm afraid of needles. Even though I
do you like needles?
Hate, well, I went to Planned Parenthood and got like fucking more. I got like heroin vein damage from like trying to just like get some simple blood taken.
Planned Parenthood?
Yeah, to like get tested or whatever. You know what I mean?
For pregnancy?
Yeah, for pregnancy, and just like
were you having an abortion?
You end up.
I'm kidding.
You end up getting like more damage done than if you were like, going to self-administer it. So it's not like I'm like afraid of needles, but I am like weary of like side effects and like
side effects of like vaccines. Okay.
This new thing,
okay.
Because it's like an mRNA.
Pre-COVID. Let me ask you some more questions.
Okay.
Pre-COVID, there's vaccines for, let's say, chickenpox. There's vaccines for, there's like flu shots, things like that. What was your thoughts on those? Not for my kid. I don't want them to get autism. Or were you like, no, you have to, which side were you on?
Okay. I like how we're brandishing right off the bat. Which side are you on? Which is definitely a part of the cultural conversation here.
We're playing into. We're aware of it, guys.
Yeah, we got our jerseys on. No, I was like for all that stuff. It's just like this thing coming along. Like, first of all, I've never gotten a flu vax. I've never gotten the flu shot before.
You never got flu
I've just never.
Have you ever had the flu?
I've never had the flu. So I think I'm just immune.
There you go.
And
never needed the flu shot. I've heard of people getting the flu shot and still getting the flu. Anyway, carry on.
And I am skeptical of new technology that is like being pushed on us, like this mRNA vaccine. So it's not just like a regular vaccine where it has a portion of the virus in you and then blah, blah, blah. It's like a brand new thing. It like kind of changes your DNA.
You worked in virology for 30 years, right?
Yeah, for 2,100 years.
2,100 years, guys.
The whole age of Pisces, I was in the field doing these things.
No, don't go. Not yet.
But no, I mean, look, I'm just skeptic. I'm just weary. And like, I'm kind of like of the mindset where like, I don't know. I'm gonna get it because people are now coming out being like, look at all these side effects, look at all these things now, blah, blah, and it's like,
what's the worst case scenario? That they put some sort of like
the worst case scenario is that I become
in
impotent and can't have kids.
Yeah, but
that to me is the worst case scenario, and maybe that's selfish, but like
no, that's actually very sweet.
Because I want to have a family someday, like
see, that's very sweet. He wants to have a family someday, guys.
But anyway, I sound completely like not maybe the most educated on it, but you got to do your own like research on it. But maybe I'm just gonna do my point and not sound like a fucking crazy person. And
what's the worst case if you don't get it?
If I don't get it, the worst case is maybe I get COVID. But like I said, man, I've been in a lot of high risk situations, and I might just be immune, or I get superpowers from it. I'm not ruling that out. Some I am a hero shit. My hair gets longer, my pecs get bigger. Like COVID made me stronger, guys. Like,
oh, is this like an anime thing?
It's some anime. It's a manga, actually.
Mangaka. I haven't been reading manga for a while. I took a little break, actually.
From Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I didn't really like Attack on Titan. I know. I'm doing it. I'm saying this to you live. I probably should have waited. I probably should have waited till after. But
you didn't like the 10-pack?
I Zeke? No, I like that.
Jiku?
No.
Ellen Yeager.
I do like the Ellen memes. I do like that. But I didn't like the ending,
You didn't like how the ending was like, hey, it was actually just like the Aaron you knew and love, and he was really stressed out, and we're all crying boys deep down inside, and we'll do a lot of dark things out of love. By the way, who understands
You're making me like
love?
it a little more.
Like, you did it out of love? Like, love is complicated. You don't always control who you love and can't always,
Yeah, but you're making
maybe
me...
I'm doing,
you're
like, the
making
fucking...
me like it. You're selling it a little more to me. Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm the Aaron defender, but, like, I feel like all that shit, like, the hype of, like, the ending arc was there and real, so you can't just, like, deny it because, like, maybe you felt like the ending didn't deliver. So it's, like, I think it's one of those things where it's going to, like, over time prove itself.
But for me, it started falling apart when like weird stuff started happening towards the end. Like the rumbling happened, like all the Titans. Sorry for the viewers out there who are just.
I mean, if you don't know at this point, then
if you don't know, you don't.
Shame
know.
on
just
you.
skip to this timestamp, whatever.
Ethan's editing this podcast.
Wait. So yeah, when the rumbling started, I thought that was awesome. That whole thing where like Gabby shoots Aaron and then. Yeah, sorry, spoilers.
That was pretty epic.
Yeah, I mean, all that was pretty epic, and then he's in the thing, and then like with Ymir, but then suddenly, like all this stuff, like I think when Hanj dies, that's when I started to be like, where, what are we doing?
And she like kind of goes to heaven and sees all those guys.
Yeah. A little bit. I was a little bit like, what are we doing? And then it started to get more.
There was some Avengers cringe in there. Not gonna lie.
Exactly, it's kind of like that. Anyway, so I know a lot of people who do like that anime, and they don't read the manga, so they're waiting for the next season to be released on Netflix or whatever it's being released on, Crunchyroll or whatever, and they're gonna see. I'm curious to see what regular viewers of Attack on Titan think of the ending.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see.
I don't know. I'm standing by my claim that like over time. It's going to be, like, regarded as some cool shit. So,
okay.
I don't know.
You made me like it more.
That's my stock right there. That's my cryptocurrency. AOT.
Anything else?
Yeah. I mean, well, I was just, like, at, like, a show this past weekend, like, some live music, no masks, like, people music. Around, yeah.
Well, okay, were there any people wearing masks?
There was not a mask to be seen
Wow.
in sight. I mean, it was Manchester, New Hampshire, so it's like...
I was about to clap and then...
Like, now they're using masks as, like, heroin packets to hand off to people for trades. So, yeah, here's the thing. If you're a band and you're listening... Make sure you guys, like, pay attention to your outfits because nobody wants to see a band of white guys all in shorts with their white pasty legs everywhere with no tattoos on their legs, mind you. Shorts are okay if you have tattoos because then there's something to look at. But if there's a bunch of guys just on stage all wearing shorts, you look like amateurs. You don't have me engaged. I'm just like... Nobody wants to see, like, you're on a stage, you're elevated, and I'm trying to focus on the music, and instead there's these white pause signs that are just, like, blinding me. It's just like, what happened to just, like, musicians wearing, like, black pants? What happened to that? Yeah,
you have tattoos on your legs, right?
I do. So I guess in this circumstance, I am okay to do so. But even then, I would not wear pants. I would only wear pants on stage.
You wouldn't wear shorts?
No!
Okay.
I didn't mean to go like that loud, but...
No.
Shorts on stage, man, you're fucking performing. Step it up a bit. Like, I don't know. I have a problem with shorts.
It could be cool. It could be like a little bit of like an
Unless
alternative
they're cool
thing.
shorts or you got cool leg tattoos, it's a fucking mistake.
How was it getting those leg tattoos, by the way? Did those hurt? Like, where is yours exactly?
Right above my knee, and no, it did not hurt. My arm hurt way more because there's more nerves there.
Your arm
stuff
hurt?
like that.
Hey, we should flash the tattoos real quick.
Flash the tat, one over here, one over here. I'm pretty much at my stage where either I'm getting none, them covered up, or I'm going all fucking in, and I haven't really quite decided yet. I'm trying to like get my life a bit more in order before I do tattoos.
What do you mean?
Not saying they were a mistake, but just like they were a step. I don't know.
What do you mean? These tattoos you have now?
Yeah. I'm either not getting any more.
I like these ones. That one's tasteful. I like that.
Okay. Thank you.
What do you guys think?
Hey, let me know. Comment down below. Subscribe. Anyway.
And so the knee one.
You don't think it's a problem if you're seeing a band of people and they all have shorts?
No. I just want to know if I'm part of this band and I'm like listening to this and I'm like, fuck, guys, he's got a point. Like, we need to go get leg tattoos. So I'm trying to think like,
instead of
does this hurt?
Getting pants, which would be the easier alternative.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Well, we're keeping the shorts. That's part of our aesthetic.
Well, we can't.
They're all like,
yeah, we can't not wear shorts.
What are you talking? Our band is called Short Stock.
So that didn't hurt. I knew a girl. I dated a girl who got a tattoo right here. Mm-hmm. Like far above the thigh,
now, if you're gonna do it like above, sorry, but one of my friends in New York, Haas, shout out Haas, told me that if you're a girl, you should be a real freak and get a tattooed on the hip too. I mean, leg to hip.
Is that a freak?
That's
thing?
a freak move in a cool way. We say that in a positive connotation here. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, why just go here when you can go?
Well, because this might look, you have like a little more space to work with. That might hurt though up the side.
It's supposed to hurt, but it's gonna look fucking sexy as hell.
Have you been with a girl who's had like a tattoo like that?
I mean, we'll keep that a mystery. But
why? Why?
Why? Not to pull the rug out from under me right here, but
why not? I mean,
no, but
you don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to.
If I'm looking at the treasure map, I haven't been there yet.
You'd make the show better if you told us. But
okay, well, maybe in
we
my
want
mind.
a little behind the scenes,
Okay, a little BTS.
A little BTS.
A little Korean boy music.
You're not the K-pop band. Or you can do that.
God. I know one of these days my podcast is going to start a war with the K-pop community, and I'm going to lose unless I can
because they all perform with shorts on.
Well, they all perform with shorts on, and also they all just send like period blood tampons to like your PO box and do like crazy shit like that. Yeah, like those fans are like fucked up. Like they're like you thought like American incels were bad. Well, what about Korean incels? I mean, those people.
I haven't even thought of it.
These people, they'll send you a bloody tampon.
Which Korea?
Which Korea is sending them?
I'm making myself laugh.
Jerry on K-pop. What's with this K-pop?
You mean Jerry from Seinfeld?
These fans, they'll send period blood.
Okay.
I thought we had a witch problem, but now we have a K-pop problem. I'd rather have a 300-pound goth titty big GF than this K-pop problem.
I gotta admit, I've never ever watched Seinfeld before. Have you watched it?
Not really.
No.
I do like making fun of Jerry.
I do.
I do a good baby Jerry.
Didn't he have that show after too, like coffee
drinking comedians in a car crash? How would you want to die today?
I think it had
what if I reared off into oncoming traffic? Just to live on the edge. To feel what it's like.
I think he had like Barack Obama as one of his guests.
What if I killed Obama on my first episode? Wouldn't that be funny? In a different timeline, that's how we got Joe Biden into office quicker. We need to get this happening faster.
I don't think he was even president at that point too. Like this was like after Barack Obama was president. It was like other people. And didn't the other guy, who's the other guy? What's with these like celebrities doing like doing this? Like in cars, doing car karaoke.
Yeah.
Who's the guy does the from Death Stranding?
The other 300-pound fat GF girlfriend, James Gordon.
Yeah, that guy. No, who's the guy from
Conan?
Death Stranding?
Yeah, Conan O'Brien's in Death Stranding. Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't he have a show like motorcycles with
Ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that show's even about. Does he just ride? I don't know.
Does
I
he-
guess maybe.
Does he just ride?
Is it just like a YouTube video of him like riding his motorcycle?
Hey. But it's like the motorcycle from Death Stranding. That would be cool.
That would be kind of cool. I like motorcycles. I might get one day.
Would you really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. I think in theory I would like
not?
it, but like, it seems dangerous. Like
Life is
you could
dangerous.
die. Yeah, I guess. But
You kill walking your doggy.
you get
Not
killed.
to get full
Yeah.
Al Pacino on you.
Remember Lady Gaga's like dog walker got shot?
That's what Al Pacino was alluding to.
Remember when Lady Gaga shot her
get-
dog walker?
You get killed walking Lady Gaga's doggy. Yeah, Lady Gaga. I'm gonna kill you, my dog walking bitch. How many bullets does it take to kill a man? Bradley Cooper called you a faggot and a man. I just.
Oh, that was
was that ever a
Did you see that movie?
conversation?
Did you see that movie?
Yes, I did.
Was it good?
Cried like a bitch to it.
No, you didn't.
I
Did you really?
Yes. I mean, Stephanie has
Was
a
it that
great
good?
performance when she's getting on stage
Stephanie?
for the first.
You mean Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I'm calling her by her first name. We're on a
Is her actual
we're on
name?
an ass-to-ass basis.
That's another good movie. Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah,
We're
that's
like
like a movie that no one talks about.
we're like
anymore.
5 references deep again.
That's like how this podcast should be
This is
at all
I'm
times.
trying to keep up. The
Yo, you're
podcast
doing
is
great.
me trying to
You're
keep up with
skateboarding.
Dan.
You're doing it good, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need to step up my game.
I know you got to leave me in the dust.
Was that ever a conversation though, between B.
No,
Coop
no.
and Lady Gag? You know, like, hey, I know you're performing,
Lady
and
Gag.
he like Bradley Cooper's like, hey, for me
You
to
know how she got
redeem
that name?
myself for paging Dr. Faggot during The Hangover, can I perform in this tranny
No,
bar?
wait,
And she's
wait,
like,
hey.
I wouldn't call it that if I were you. And then she's shooting her dog walker in the background. Like, we're okay with that, but like as soon as you like, criticize like, which nothing's really immune from criticization.
I have to circle back and be like, is her real name actually Stephanie?
I'm pretty sure it is.
That feels so wrong to me. There's no way.
Well,
I never even thought that she had a first name. Like,
she came out of the womb, and you will be lady.
wow. That's good.
All right, I'm just gonna riff off of.
Oh, did you have more? Yeah.
I have a bit more. What's with like the societal like infatuation with like pets and like mainly like dogs or cats and like to the level
Charlie,
of like,
cover your ears.
Cover your ears, dog. But I'm just saying that's like you see on TV, it's like your pet's part of the family. Your pet's a human being. Your pet deserves to have health care, and other humans in this country do not. It's like we've gotten to the clear point where there are people that care about their animal as a pet over the livelihood of like other humans. Now, maybe I'm a speciesist.
We've been there a little bit for a while. I
just
feel
think
like, right?
that's fucked up.
You remember on Tinder back there was like a thing Tinder did a while ago where you could do it was like date night on Tinder and
Dog night?
and there was like you would go through these like series of questions and it was like an adventure you'd go on.
Now,
like Tinder tried to make it like really exciting.
What the hell?
I know, hang on.
I'm hanging on.
Like,
I'm hanging.
and there was like one of these choices you had to make where like and this is all on Tinder, by the way, like the dating app. And like you had to choose between like there's like a situation where there's like a person who's about to get
Your
hit
date's
by
getting mauled by a dog. Do you shoot the dog walker or the dog? I'm gonna shoot the dog walker. Keep the dog. Anyway, I don't know.
No, it was that's good. I like that. No, I think it was like there was like an accident about to happen. Okay, there's an accident about to happen. There's a person, a human being, and there's a dog. And the choice you have to make the choice as an unbiased outsider person watching this situation. Do you save the human or do you save the dog? And then here's the thing. Whatever you answered would be displayed on your Tinder profile like for others to see. So you could so the idea was from Tinder's perspective was like if you answer these like kind of weird moral questions, it would give people a better idea of like what kind of person you are, which I somewhat agree with. But it would be so weird. It was so weird sometimes when you'd be on Tinder and you would see a girl who like said, "Oh, I saved the dog."
So it's like there's literally a badge that's like, I chose to save the dog.
Or I chose to kill the...
I actually just chose to kill the human and leave the dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you think about it, it really does give you a good, like...
We are kind of running to a sociopath society.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sprinting. We're at full sprint at this point.
We're at full sprint. Yeah. And it does kind of give you an idea, oh, that's the type of person this is. Oh, okay.
Jesus. Well,
but I don't think we're all. I want to be.
We're not all there.
We're not all there.
Yeah, the online world is very different than the real life world.
Yeah, dogs are cute, but I don't think anyone would really. I don't think anyone would really save a dog.
Yeah, dogs are cute, but we all need less pets. Like, just little,
Charlie.
My thing, I wouldn't date somebody if they had a pet.
Like a pet at all?
No. Fucking no.
What about like a little kitty?
Absolutely not. If they have a cat, that's an actual red flag for me. I'm just allergic, but on a deeper level, it's like, I just think that it's hard to be like a go-getter person if you're trying to build your empire like in your 20s if you have a pet holding you back. Because you basically need to care for it, all these things on a daily basis. You can't you're kind of tied down. It's like having a child with none of the human benefits. So
that's true.
I mean, I'm not like shitting on all pets, but in my specific world, if you have a pet, and I'm in go time right now. I'm like, who's trying to link and build? Like get a pet when you have a fucking family and kids, and like not even when you have a baby. Like once they're like maybe 10 or something like that, then bring a dog in.
I think pets are good for like kids, right? Like that's
good for kids.
Yeah,
exactly. But hey, you know what? We are in a weird time frame where we have like certain people who like are hanging on to like their Peter Pan kid night like this for a long time, and like kind of in Salem, you get that like hanging onto the witch like aesthetic, like hang it. We want it to be Halloween on time. I don't want to grow up. It's like you don't realize that there are all these like side effects to that where you're missing out on like the next step.
Now, why are they doing that? What's your theory? What's your thoughts?
I think there are a lot of people who want to just live their own lives and like, they maybe don't have time to investigate all of like these things. So it's like they're just kind of like being led to these conclusions. I think there are a lot of people that are being led to these types of lifestyles. Who's
leading? Is someone doing the leading? Leading them there?
Well, the who's doing the leading is more like what is doing the leading, and that is like the stepping stones, building blocks of like just culture from a day-to-day thing, whether it be like phone culture, your TV, your job, other things like that. Just kind of like, even school culture, like going through 12 years of schooling and then like, oh, now go to college, now do this. It's like there are definitely like there's been a path laid out, and there are many people who just are like, come along, now go on the path. And then there are some people that are like looking around being like, whoa, hold on, I want to like, maybe stop and look around and maybe step off it, do something else. And that's like very different and scary. But like, I think you have to kind of do that. And that's where like,
so
maybe some greatness comes from.
That's true. I like this though. So you're
We're
saying,
the deep part of the conversation.
This is good. We want to have the highs and I don't say highs and the lows.
There's a couple different flavors
shallow,
going on here.
In the shallow. And now we're in the.
So you have.
Now we're in the deep end. No, I actually never saw the movie. But if you said you cried during it,
it's good.
I would see it. I just can't. I can't get over like Bradley Cooper singing to Lady Gaga. I just
give it a chance. I went in with the same.
Tell me something, girl.
I went in with a similar mindset. Like, okay, what is it gonna be?
And you liked it.
I liked it.
That much. Wow.
I liked it a lot.
Okay, maybe I'll see if Nicole wants to do a date night, and we'll do.
That's a good movie to watch.
We'll watch. It's called Shallow, right?
It's called Shalalalo. It's called Lady Gaga, the Dog Killer Hunter.
The Dog Walker Killer.
It's actually called I Killed the Dog. No, I Killed the Human. I saved the dog. So like I Missed the Rage.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh my god, playing I Missed the Rage like and with Lady Gaga with a gun, and it's just like what? shoots the human.
Lady Gaga doing that.
Yeah, Lady Gaga does her best Cardi ad lib.
Yeah. And everyone's like fierce.
Wow, when she killed that dog walker, that was fierce. When she murdered that human for the dog in cold blood in the street like a dog, that was
Like
queen.
a dog, yeah.
That was based.
Okay, wait. So yes, so you're saying culture is we're sort of behaving based on what the culture is, and I think if you break down culture a little bit more, culture's more of like a set of beliefs and like etiquette that you follow that you believe to be acceptable or not acceptable, right? So culture kind of decides what the etiquette is. So like if culture says we can all be on our phones like whenever we want, then that becomes like the etiquette, and then people are, doing that. They're on their phones all the time. But how do we change culture exactly? That feels like an exciting, like interesting question. Do we need to like make better movies? Do we need to make better TV shows? Do we need to like do we need to make a funny movie, like an exciting TV series or something where like there's people shooting people who are like on their phones, like, and then we're like, and those are the cool people that we want to be like.
Well, you bring up TV show and movies, and it's like, what were the last like paradigm shifting movies that like weren't The Hangover from 2009? You know what I mean? Or it's like that was like kind of a pivotal movie, and it's like weird to say because you're like, what, The Hangover? But it's like, go back and watch The Hangover. That's like a fucking funny movie. And it's like, you're just like, wow, they really made this movie like that? But yeah, I don't know, because people like almost like the Netflix zone has been like ruined to the point where it's like people now just would rather watch like one brand new season of just like a freshly made trash show where it's like I don't have to think that much. I can be on my phone while I watch this. Like I don't have to be engaged like that. Yeah, there are people that do that. I mean, I try to pay attention and put my phone away, and there are times when I break, but like for the most part, I like longer things because I feel like you can kind of lose yourself in the shot or something like that. Like there's something to gain with like paying attention more. So I don't even know if we can reclaim those minds through a movie medium or a TV show like thing, because like the method in which people consume these things has already kind of been compromised. Like I think like Netflix needs to be deleted in like 10 years, but hopefully less sooner.
Just from competition from other streaming platforms, it might just go out of business.
Amazon might buy them.
Amazon might buy them. Yeah, that could happen.
Who are we kidding? Like literally, Amazon, one of the richest companies in the world, has a streaming service. It's almost laughable to think about that. Like there are other streaming services that are around. It's like TikTok, just a matter of time. Like, you know what I mean?
Literally.
I mean, and it's kind of funny because like there's more and more of these streaming services, like Peacock or whatever. Like all like the TV networks that like had all the best shows on Netflix to begin with are now off of Netflix, making it Netflix the single worst streaming service because it has simultaneously nothing and everything at the same time.
Well, why would I'm trying to understand the business side of it. Like, why, if you're like if you have a show on Netflix, like say like The Office was big on Netflix for a while. Right. People were literally rewatching The Office like during their opioid hangovers or whatever.
True.
And like on their phones while they're watching The Office, whatever, that sort of thing. And then they took it off. But what was the reasoning? Was it because like does The Office, did the creators of The Office make money while the show remains on Netflix? Or did they make, or does someone else give them a better offer? Does Peacock come in and say, oh no, we'll give you the owners of the Office TV show more money to come off Netflix and go on to this one?
Well, Peacock is NBC and they owned The Office to begin with. So I think they just we're no longer going to give it away to Netflix. Instead, we are going to bring it on over to our own streaming service to like get people to do like the $1 a month thing with all these other shows and stuff like that. So I think they like rent them out to Netflix for only like a brief period of time too. So it's like there used to be shows like The Office. There used to be shows like Lost on there. There used to be, very famous movies. And now there's just like really weird, like low quality trash like on like that's littered around. And it's like, sure, you might find a diamond in the rough somewhere, but it's like you really got to find that shit because it's like so much of that culture of like streaming now is just kind of like figuring out what to watch, which is like there's so many options, yet there's no good. It feels like there's no options, so it's like a weird paradox. It's like a time suck. You know what I mean? That's like ruining something that's soul affirming, like a good show or TV.
Yeah, I feel like
or movie.
Good art, whether it be movie, TV show, whatever, could be music too, is like soul affirming. You feel better. You feel sort of, I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
But it feels good. And you're right. It does feel like lately the culture has shifted such that, I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like even just like good music or movies that I've seen, and I really I don't know. But how do we get that good stuff again? Like,
well, I guess to answer your question, I think it's like a new culture is going to need to come and just like, I don't know, maybe lead by example. That's a hard thing to do.
I do. That's exciting. I like
exciting,
that because that could mean that some culture shifting thing could come in, and then totally like everything becomes like flipped upside down.
Yes.
That would be cool. But
not to be Netflix of the upside down. You know what I mean?
Like Stranger Things upside down. Yeah. Stranger Things was good.
I actually disagree. As someone who watched a couple episodes and I was like, this is just 80s porn trash.
Yeah.
I
mean, that too.
It's nostalgia bait for like a non-existent imagination time in your head. You know, it's like everybody who watched that, they weren't alive in the 80s. And instead it's just like this weird, like fetishized aesthetic. Like I'm going to like sound like I know what I'm talking about for a sec, but it's like, I just was like, why the fuck would anybody watch this? Like, what happened to the classics? Yeah. Like, go back and how about you get a fucking Blu-ray player and watch Lawrence of Arabia, a real fucking movie.
Lawrence of Arabia.
You know, I was afraid to wear the Born from Pain, like ISIS-looking shirt, like the black one. It said Born from Pain on it, but it was like written in like a Arabic thing, and it had like the sicko logo. I was like afraid of like wearing that because I'm like, damn, are they gonna think I'm wearing like an ISIL flag? But then like I saw Lawrence of Arabia, and I was like, wait a second, like. The Arabic language is beautiful. I'm going to wear this shirt. And it's just like this almost like self-censoring culture that I'm like afraid of. We have to like break out of that. I'm like, we have to celebrate the classics, not be self-censoring.
I wonder if like Arabic, like ISIS sort of culture will become like the new anti-culture.
I mean, are you saying that because I see a lot of ads on Instagram that have like a t-shirt with like Mickey Mouse and Osama bin Laden on it?
You know what I'm like? That's pretty...
Like, we are kind of getting there.
That's crazy. But I feel like that's such like death to America type art. You know what I mean?
I mean,
and I feel like that's a
but
little
also
bit
isn't at the same time.
It's a little defeating, you know? I don't know.
I'm not trying to be anti-American here, but I mean, like, isn't most kind of like punk art like you could argue that that's like anti-American? Like,
yeah, that's true. I guess.
You know what I mean? But it's not.
Have we really had like like Green Day?
Well, the last punk album that came out was Whole Lotta Red, and I'm glad you're talking about Green Day because they are maybe one of the most underrated bands.
I know.
Of the last
you're
kind of
getting me.
Of the last 20 years, the most important album.
I know. Say it.
American Idiot. Well, maybe I'm the faggot, America. I'm not a part of your redneck agenda.
Yeah, I know.
No, everybody do the propaganda.
And it's still...
And say hello to the age of paranoia.
Wow.
I mean, 2004, are we there right now?
You know, when I was younger, I would I would hear this music like on the radio or like at friends' houses. Didn't understand it. Now I'm like listening to it again, thanks to you. You're getting me back into it. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe Dan's got a point here.
Those Aquariuses, they're up to something.
That's true, yeah.
I'd like to describe Green Day as like a full martini glass, where it's like there's nothing that's like spilling over the edges that's going to be like impossible for you to get, but it's like it's all there and it's all really good.
Oh, I like that.
And I would say like, you know, everybody's like, oh, Green Day. I mean, I don't like them, but I do like Dookie. Shut the fuck up, okay? Dookie is all right and cool, a classic, but like, listen to American Idiot. That's the fucking album you should listen. Also, 21st Century Breakdown, the true sequel, you know, released 5 years later. It's just like, they literally kind of were like System of a Down-ish, where they're kind of like political discourse in cool song and blah, 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 and we're questioning things, but it's like, they did it in a much more palatable way, you know, where it's like the other is maybe like harsh metal or
It's a little
things
less
like that.
accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you would hear Green Day on the radio.
True.
You'd see like Green Day on The Simpsons.
True.
You would see, you know, like System of Down's more. I mean, it's, you know, equally as politically, you know.
Go away! Go away! Go away!
Exactly.
And then a little,
Yeah.
you know, in 2008,
what's
Kanye
his name?
only listened to System of a Down.
No.
That's
really?
a fact.
Is that a fact?
I believe in that.
Is this why you got back into them? What's his name? Serge Tonkian, like the main guy who wears like the Abe Lincoln hat
Serge
and has
Tonk.
like, has like the beard.
Yes.
He's a crazy guy. I like him.
I heard him on Mark Maron. Not a good interview.
Oh no,
In my opinion, Mark Maron kind of fell off.
I have never listened to Mark Maron, by the way.
He was cool and like good interviews, but like I have just personally been less interested in interview style podcasts. Also, I kind of think that he's too depressing and not the kind of fun depressing that like Tim Dillon is, where it's like, look at this, da, da, da. And like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein in the world, and I'm like, okay, I'm laughing, you make me think, but this is just like, Mark, you're making me too sad.
I had a friend that told me like he was listening to the Mark Maron podcast. He was like, dude, you gotta check Mark Maron out. This was like 4 years ago, and I was like, why? He was like, well, Mark Maron is like a shepherd of light. And that's when I knew I was not going to listen to Mark
You
Maron.
know, you said 4 years ago, and your friend was he was kind of right, because 4 years ago, like 2016,
Was I wrong?
I was listening to Mark Maron. That was when I was heavy into him.
This was, by the way, this was you who told me that. I'm just kidding.
But no, that was that Lady Gaga's dog walker who said that? I'm gonna kill you for getting the podcast wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like he was like that, but then I feel like he kind of like
What's the big appeal of Mark Maron? Isn't he just like
he sounds like an old curmudgeon who's like, I guess we're gonna have to learn about LGBT culture today. No, it wasn't like that, but it was. I don't know. I can't really explain what like people found to be, you know. To be honest, I despise hearing people's podcast recommendations because we are not built the same, okay? I listen to Come Town, okay? I don't want to hear about how it's made, how somebody made a speaker, and some meek little tech bro on the side is like doing this like fucking documentary about the iPod. It's just like, I don't find that shit fucking interesting, okay? I want to laugh. I want to hear vulgar shit. Like I believe podcasts are an open form communication where people can just say things. It's a dialogue, like it's a
say something
space.
right now. Say something right now you want to say.
Banana. Okay, well, you know, I've been eating a lot of bananas in the car.
What does that say about him?
I keep your potassium levels high. Range of
thinking
mobility, good.
Range of mobility?
Banana reveal coming soon.
Banana reveal coming soon.
That I meant by that because like I was shooting myself in the car. Like, oh,
He
I'm
was
not
shooting
gonna
himself in the
eat-
car.
Yeah, I did a Lady Gaga in the car. I'm not going to eat a banana on camera unless it's OnlyFans. So, I mean, I had to turn the camera away, take a bite, you know. Anyway, what else do I have to say for topics of conversation?
Have you ever met a famous person, by the way? Like, have you ever met someone who was, like, relatively famous and you were just so, like, disappointed or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just having the thought, like, of, like, meeting Mark Maron. This same friend who suggested I listen to Mark Maron also met Justin Vernon from Bon Iver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he, like, met him in a show, like, in New York somewhere. Not New York City, but, like, I think, like, upstate New York somewhere. And he just said he met Justin Vernon, and he was just like...
I saw Justin Vernon
like,
enter a taxi once.
He was like, oh, yeah, I thought he was a cool guy. They talked about, like, beer, and then that was it.
I love that IPA.
Also, can we get over the whole... Are people still brewing beer?
Dude, the alcohol content in beer is getting out of control.
Have you had like a really...
Who needs 16% in a fucking IPA?
Whoa. What beer did you have that was 16%?
No, I'm just saying. It's like beer used to be a low percentage, and now it's like really high and shit like that. I don't know what's going on with that.
I never brewed my own beer.
No. I don't want to do that. It sounds stinky. It sounds like way more trouble than it's worth.
I like helped a few friends brew their own beer, but like our breweries, like I think a little while back breweries and like brewing your own beer was like a trend on the up. And I feel like I haven't heard about it really since then. Like I hear that people still go to breweries,
Right.
but they're like the big name ones, like owned by Bud Light or owned by like, I mean, I don't think there's actually a brewery owned by Bud Light, but you get my point.
I think that just might be a part of like the tech bro aesthetic, whereas like now for my planned vacation away to the brewing company with me and my 12 identically haircut friends.
Exactly.
We're all wearing the same thing, but just differently. Just, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to drink less alcohol. Is anybody else on that bandwagon?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I don't really drink.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to take up to you where it's like, what are we celebrating?
Yeah, I'm more like...
Because that's how you get that bod. That's how you get the bod where you want to drink in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm trying to get shredded for this summer. I mean, every summer.
You got that 10-pack on the way.
I want to be shredded year round. You got to stay in good shape all the time. It's
Ethan
good.
Yeager, they call you.
Ethan Yeager.
You got to say it almost like you're having a
Comes
stroke.
out like, oh.
You had too much peanut butter.
Yeah, the only time I drink... So I remember back when I was younger, when I saw older people drinking, like, you know, adults, parents, friends of friends, whatever.
Friends at the parent-teacher conference.
Friends of the... yeah, all getting wine drunk. It was like you would drink as like a celebration of something. True. Like someone just graduated or someone... why can I only think of like graduation celebrations?
Because that's what the culture has led you down.
Exactly.
The culture has let you down and led you down. Anyway.
So they would drink for like, yeah, celebrations of things. And now, like, as I slowly became an adult, it seemed like everyone was drinking just 'cause. Like some people would drink every weekend.
Or every day.
Or every day. Like, I had a friend whose sister would, like, drink a bottle of wine, like a full, like, Barefoot.
Barefoot.
The Barefoot brand, like, really cheap wine. Like, a bottle of that, like, every other night. And we were trying to help her budget. We're trying to, because, like, she wasn't doing well money-wise. So we were like, okay, like, what do you spend on food? It's like, oh, this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what do you spend on alcohol? She was like, oh, well, I have like a bottle of this every night. And they were like, how about like once a week? And she was like, how about once every other night? And that was like a thing. She really wanted to keep that.
Oh, it's a hard, like that drug does a lot for people. So it's hard.
It is a drug, right?
It's not that simple. You know?
Tell us.
Well, I mean, just... It does a lot for people, you know, and like it's like socially acceptable to drink a lot.
It is socially acceptable.
You know what I mean? It's like socially acceptable to almost like not abuse it, but to have like tendencies that are like that, I guess.
Would you say it's become part of like the culture? To like that, like drinking has become part of the culture?
Yeah. It's like that Drake lyric where it's like, we drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments, but these people don't really have a lot of accomplishments. I'm like, we need to have more accomplishments first. We're forgetting about a crucial detail.
If you drink, then it counts as an accomplishment.
The A in accomplishment stands for alcohol.
Yeah. So it goes back to this culture thing too. I do want to go back to this point a little bit.
I also want to go back to like the vaccine thing because like...
Yeah, okay, you do yours first then.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I want to hear yours.
We thought that everybody needed to get vaccinated to like, I don't know, go anywhere, and that's like not really happening as far as I'm aware, you know?
Yeah.
Like there were some people who were like, "Oh, I need to like."
Have you been stopped anywhere? Like,
I haven't been stopped, but I haven't really been like to a ton of places, you know, like just places in New Hampshire. And
well, you just got back from Europe, right?
Yeah, I just got back from Europe, hanging with Osama bin Laden, who's still alive, by the way. He and Mickey Mouse are working on a T-shirt deal. So yeah, I just don't know. I mean, again, I'm not like a licensed professional, but like I'm just kind of like, no vaccine passports yet. And
are those coming? I don't know if those are coming.
Here's the thing. It's like the people who are pushing them are like Gavin Newsom, like overly, not leftist, but overly like liberal. He's the mayor or governor of California that everybody hates because Cali unfortunately has the most retarded laws in the country where it's they're allowing lawless homeless encampments, but nobody can open up a restaurant. It's
but
stupid.
you'd still live there, right?
Oh yeah, they're encouraging people to live in a tent rather than have a business and stuff like that. That's the direction they're going there.
But you would move there, right?
I would maybe move there.
You
because
would?
I do like the climate. I mean, I've only been there
it does sound nice.
once.
Yeah. When?
In 2010
oh
and
my god.
2011.
Wait, did we both? Was this when we were both there?
Yes. We were both
Zoom.
there. We were both banding.
Yeah, we were both in the drum line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chop take a nut. Oh, that's not good. Ethan's not having a good time right now talking
I hated
about this.
that.
But yeah, I don't
But
know.
it was nice weather.
I would go visit California. I want to take a trip this summer.
I do. I want to go too.
I want to go back and visit New York just to visit.
New York City?
Yeah, just to see what it's like. And I would like to visit LA because I want to move somewhere, and I don't know if I'm doubling down on New Hampshire, going back to New York, very unlikely, I'm putting in the parentheses, or maybe LA, if I can make it work. Because I understand in LA, if you're doing something like me, you probably got to live in squalor a little bit to figure it out and know where the right place to live is and blah, blah, blah. And do I need a car? But
are you okay living in
yeah, I just don't know if I am
living
yet.
in a tent?
I kind of want to, and I know this is maybe...
You might get lucky. David Dobrik might come by.
And throw me a... Well, is he still alive anymore?
That's a great question.
Is David Dobrik alive, or did he bury himself somewhere? I haven't heard about him in a year.
It's true.
He got low-key canceled, and then now I don't even hear about him. Maybe we should call him.
This is sort of weird if
Maybe
someone...
that was David Dobrik calling you at the beginning of this episode.
From the 603 number?
Ethan, I'm in New Hampshire. I have $10,000 for you and your friend in the podcast.
Hey!
And Charlie.
Come on.
Did I mention I love dogs? More than humans, even.
At this point, I'm like, what does this guy want?
You're uncovering the dark David Dobrik underground dog world.
God, fuck! I just lost my train of thought. Oh,
hey, will you quiet down,
Charlie?
Please, knock it off, you wench.
I was just thinking of something. I lost my train of thought on it.
David Dobrik.
You were gonna move. You're thinking about moving to California. We'll trim around this.
Trim.
So you're thinking about moving to California a little bit. Also going back to New York City. How's New York City been? Do you still have friends there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
is New York City over? I need to know.
I don't know. That's why I feel like I need to see it for myself.
I like this.
I can't really trust another person's opinion because I need to see it for myself.
There we go.
Because there are people that would be like, "Oh, it's fine," or "Oh, it's this," and it's like, yeah, I just think I need to see it for myself.
Yeah.
Because
how would you know if it was like?
Well, I mean, maybe I would know by checking off the people I'd want to see and check in with. I'd want to walk around the city and feel the vibe. I'd want to go and eat the food because that's one of the reasons why you go to New York City, for the food. So I would just like to explore and see what it's like, because I just I remember being presented this almost narrative from my phone, watching these a riot group about to collide with these police on a bridge, and they're about to collide, and then nothing happened. And so I'm just kind of is this a metaphor for what's going on here? A whole lot of nothing basically. And so I don't know. I feel like I would just like to see it for myself and spend a weekend down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's a good amount of time to spend.
Is your old apartment still there?
Dude, yeah. And I don't know
really?
what's going on there. I mean, nobody I know lives there anymore. So
really? What happened to what's
Kelly?
his name?
Fritz? Fritz has found his own editing Zoom room, I think, but he's still doing it big. Shout out to him. He's got a very creative Instagram.
Yeah.
He's doing back to street performing and like hosting outside viewing. So like that's like kind of cool. Like
That's
there's
hopeful.
nothing like that going on in my neck of the woods. So it is like
Yeah.
you
right.
you do get to like live with cool people, but like it's just like also when I was living there, it was like so much fucking bullshit like I had to
What do you
deal
mean?
with. Well, like, you know, the perpetual rat race into nothing and that being like the accepted energy of the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always like that. It's not really like you're going to New York to like relax. You're always like trying to work towards something, and like that can be like exhausting. And I especially maybe confusing during like a quarantine episode and something like that. And like the weirdness of being like, I don't know. I think like there's a weird liberal pressure that's like emerging in a lot of cities where it's just like accept a lot of things and not question them. And it's just like, I know I'm being vague, but I'm just like, I don't know if being just because you're left doesn't mean you're correct. You know, I think it's like we still have to examine what the best ideas are. And
Why?
well, I don't know. Maybe I want the betterment of mankind instead of the betterment of a political ideology. You know, like I'd rather believe in the human race than any sort of like radicalized ideology because I'm like skeptic of any like ideology. You know, like I think that can be almost
Now,
dehumanizing.
isn't that an ideology? Did
I
I get him?
mean,
I got him, guys.
I don't know if it is because like what would you define that as? Just like being like your own like individual and like skeptic and trying to like I don't know. I guess you could you could try to like with a spoon.
I
try
got
to,
him.
You know, fork me into that, but
I got him on camera. Don't push your ideology on me.
see, look, Vanderpump Dogs is like streaming on Peacock now, and that's like a prime
Yes.
example of like. So there's a TV right in front of us, and it's on like the Netflix or the Roku background. That's just like basically a walking advertisement. It's just like, are we at that society point where it's just like celebrity dogs are now like the primary source of entertainment? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that like
could
the
be.
evidence of like a
I mean,
collapsing
maybe.
society?
I just want to get back to I was trying to circle back a minute ago, right? About changing culture. So culture is a set of beliefs and like etiquette that we follow, that we believe is acceptable or not acceptable. How do we get so some of this stuff that you're talking about is like I don't know, let's use like the liberal thing as an example. I don't, I'm not one way or the other on it, but if we go with saying that we don't want that anymore, where you can't say certain things because it would offend people, how do we switch that? How do we switch it so it's more like that? Do we have to get more culture that shifts the etiquette more in the direction of saying more, politically
Wild
incorrect
shit?
things? Yeah.
I just
And
think
how do we do that?
yeah,
Do we need another Deadpool movie? Do we need another like?
we don't need any more Marvel movies. First of all,
Okay, first of all,
I like scientifically believe that they are ruining our brains by like
you think so?
yeah, like the muted color palettes, the just like samey storytelling modes.
You're going that
like the way how it's edited and all these things, and it's just like they're like. Also, I saw a funny headline that was just like these like hypermasculine like sexual bodies are like being shown out, but nobody's horny. It's like there's no sex in them. Instead, it's just violence. It's like hot people and violence, hot violence. So it's just like this movement to like monolithic like heroic storytelling and hot violence, but no like love. Which is like
That's interesting.
Which is funny because you even like were cringing at yourself earlier, being like, "I believe in love." Like, look at the love scenario
I know.
and it's like you almost are like, "Hey, I know I'm being da da da," but it's like, no, it's like we shouldn't forget love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, 1 second. So
and culture shift. I think we're in a paradigm. We're in like a pendulum where it's like now it's going really one direction, and like I think it's like we always got to be like in the middle. Like everybody should be respectful and loving of each other, but like we shouldn't get to the point where it's like we can't like I don't know make any like I don't know jokes or lightheartedness or like we shouldn't put up more barriers so that we become ourselves segregated from each other.
that's what I'm saying. Do we need another Deadpool?
What? I didn't see Deadpool. So I saw the Ryan Reynolds movie where he's buried alive. I saw that one. I saw that Deadpool movie where he's buried in a coffin the whole time.
But you see
I
what I'm
think that
saying
you have
here?
more like if you are a super literal person and you had a conversation with like a Trumper, like a real heart to heart, you would have more in common and it would shock you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't political.
like,
Around,
we need more like of a cultural shift to get people to believe that, I think. Like, what if we had Marvel movies, like
which are a mistake, but go on.
but like politically incorrect Marvel movies, just for the sake of a hypothetical situation.
That sounds like actually $1 billion. Well, okay, didn't like Joker and Deadpool like make a fuck ton of money, and those were kind of exactly what you were saying?
Like, what about the Joker situation? Do we need more Joker-esque movies?
Maybe.
I feel
yeah,
like,
why not? I like the Joker.
but I feel like Joker said a lot of stuff without.
Did you see the Joker?
Without saying anything. Yeah, I saw Joker. It was just like.
It was good, right?
It goes a little too far, though.
What? In what way?
Into like, I mean,
you get what you fucking deserve? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It spawned a lot of cool memes. I liked seeing like everybody in Japan dress up as the Joker, like Japanese cosplayers. That was kind of cool.
I didn't see that, but that sounds cool.
I think that it's hard to deny the like online resonance with the Joker. Like you see like Jokerified memes of like, I don't know, like so and so with like Joker makeup, like Reiner with Joker makeup from Attack on Titan. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then that somehow that image becomes just like, oh, you're beat up by society. You feel like you're judged and there's no place for you. And you're.
I wish that joke made sense to more people.
You know what I mean? It's just like that. You could just throw the Joker makeup on someone and then it just like totally like contextualizes like the meme differently. And I feel like that for me is hard to deny the impact because I don't really see that with like a Deadpoolify yourself. You know what I mean?
I want less of like the Joker archetype.
Because if we're talking about films that like impact culture, was Joker the last film that sort of impacted culture greatly?
Yeah, but what did it do at the same time? It's like
it was kind of minimal effect wise, but it was like, what's a bigger splash than that? Wasn't Bong Joon-ho's Parasite?
Yeah, I never saw that one actually.
Honestly, you don't need to.
Don't need to.
Honestly, you don't need to. That's my review of Parasite. Honestly, you don't need to.
I'm just thinking like we need something like that makes a statement similar to Joker, right? Something culturally significant. That because Joker tried to be like, oh, this showed like this is the kind of society we're living in, and I hate saying it like that, but whatever. And then here's like a tortured person, and then the only choice they have is like violence. They gotta shoot Jimmy Fallon on TV, and like if I'm someone watching this and I'm like, oh, I want to change culture, I need to go kill Jimmy Fallon. That's what I need to do.
I think that's the beauty of these things.
I need like more.
They're movies, so you're not supposed to be them. It's like people watching American Psycho. You're not supposed to be Patrick Bateman, but you can have like. You can aspire to do 300 sit-ups in a day, or you can like aspire to be like a sharp dressed thing, or it's like, you know what I mean? It's like people extrapolate what works and then leave what doesn't, or at least they should if they're like a functioning human being. Like I'm sure there are many demented people out there that maybe might read it as a text, or I don't know, like literally, you know what I mean? It's just like. But I don't know. I don't have a problem with like movies that maybe are transgressive like that because to me, I believe, well, they are movies, and if you're a fucking human with a brain, you should realize that it's a movie.
Yeah.
So it's not.
But I'm
manifesto.
I'm seeing it from the perspective of like it's not just because it's a movie doesn't make it insignificant. It's still a piece of culture, and culture sort of drives the etiquette of how we behave with each other. So even though it's not like, oh, I should literally go kill Conan O'Brien or Jimmy Kimmel.
Every late night host is getting killed.
Yeah, was this
when you kill Conan in Death Stranding? That was when I had to turn the game off. Thanks for the honor. Thanks for the honor. Now die, you fucking ginger. We had to bring back Gaga.
You can't say ginger anymore, too.
I mean, I technically can.
Because
I get a ginger pass. I get a ginger pass. I
would say it, but
that's the ginge word for you.
The
gin word.
The G word.
Yeah, exactly. Gingers in Paris. Ginger's on the moon.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Hey, suck a ginger.
That's pretty good. I like that. But how do we? I don't want to go. Like, what did the Joker teach us? Okay, if we kill the late night hosts, which
is a good idea.
All of which who are already dead.
True.
We
just have to kill their cause.
We will start the revolution, and then that'll the weak, poor, poverty class, whatever, will rise above the corporate. I don't buy that. That's a little bit of like a fake blueprint that doesn't lead to anything.
Okay, well maybe
I want like the real thing.
Well, there are some good steps along the way, right? And you can't deny those. And
Like
I think
what?
that's the focus of what you need to focus on. Is like maybe you're not extrapolating the like chaotic ending of it all, but like seeing how you could relate to this person and like see them as a person, and then maybe you understand how they went to a point of like craziness. So it's like, I think right now we're kind of entering a funny phase where like more people are like, oh, I'm an empath, which just like I guess is like fucking witch slang for like, look at me a little bit, but like aren't I emotional? But like I think we are trying to get to a point where we can be more empathetic and feel with people and like get to a point where like I can see the humanity in things. We've really like let that fall out of our sights and become more tribalistic and more side division. It's more like, oh, you represent that side and represent everything that I hate, so I'm not even going to treat you like a human anymore. It's like we need to take a step away from that and more into like human direction.
Do you like encounter that though? Like I don't really know.
That's
if
like
an
online thing, so I don't
know
know
really
how much in real
that
life it is.
Do I even encounter it online? I don't really even go online that much.
Well, lucky you. I mean, no. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
I'd like for maybe what I'm saying to be like way less of a problem, but I do think that it is like kind of out there. No, I think it's out there. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing.
Well, I mean, everyone's saying it, right? So whether or not it's out there, it's become a thing.
Yeah.
Like in its own, it's manifested that way at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to. I mean, I'm sort of getting lost in the details here, but I'm trying to figure out like what do we want to. If it's all like culture, right? I just want something interesting to happen culture-wise. Like I want something new to drop in, and that could be us. It could be you. It could be you. It could be you out there. To just disrupt all this, like, I don't know, everything being the same. Because there is sort of this feeling like everything's the same right now. I feel like I haven't seen like an exciting, good movie in a while. I feel like I haven't seen like a good movie.
Too many movies are like
TV
other
shows.
movies.
I know.
Like that new movie that's supposed to be like a family-friendly version of John Wick with like Better Call Saul in it.
No.
It's like we're now at the point where you have to describe movies as other movies first to get people into the movie.
That is pretty crazy.
Which is...
Even music, too. I mean, I got the biggest music reviewer here on the podcast.
In the game.
I don't know how I got him. He's been refusing to answer my emails. But here he is, and we're going to grill him. I mean, are there any good music albums these days? Are there any... Like, or is it the same three artists? Is it Drake, Kanye, and...
All right, well, Drake and
a little
Kanye
bit of Tyler the Creator or something.
That's funny. Tyler's dropping in like 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Drake and Kanye are like MIA hardcore. We were supposed to get a Drake album in January. Not here. Nowhere to be found.
It's June. It's January.
It's January now. Kanye didn't drop during Gemini season, of course, but
wow.
I don't know what's going on with that. But the last great album, in my opinion, that came out was Whole Lotta Red. So there hasn't really been anything else that like has impressed me yet. Because I don't know, everybody's in a place where it's like they're not dropping out. People think that we're going to get a Kendrick Lamar album. It's like, dude, Kendrick Lamar is done. Frank Ocean's done.
Who's Kendrick?
They're done.
Who's Frank Ocean?
They don't need to put out any more music. They're done because everybody's going to keep talking about them and they're not even going to have any more projects and like we're going to just keep talking about them. But it's like...
And I'm thinking like it's the same... I exaggerate when I said 3 artists. It's more like 10 or 20 artists It's the same 10 or 20 artists that we're looking
They need
forward
to
to
go.
hearing from. Yeah, I want
We
some
need new artists.
I want some new artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some new music. I'm sorry. I not that I don't like the
You don't have to be that sorry.
I like Frank Ocean. I liked Kendrick Lamar back when he was coming out with like
Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Now you're getting a little too pitchfork.
Sorry.
Like, is that album really that good?
I don't know if it's
asked
a
the
10.
question.
I don't know if it's a 10.
No, it's more like a
There's
6.
like at least 3
It's
or
more like a 5.
There's at least 3 or 4 skippable songs.
Half of that album is skip for me.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking
If
about?
more than half of the album is skip,
What are
I
you
don't think you
fucking
can. I don't
talking
think you
about?
can give it a 10.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
So I need new artists. Like where
Yep.
are the new artists? Is it just Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodriguez? or
Dude,
whatever?
Olivia Rodriguez is like talk about America's real fucking weird, like, pedophile assassination for, like, just like, who's the next 16-year-old we can throw up there? It was like Lorde, and then it was Billie Eilish,
Yeah.
and then now it's this girl. I'm just like, I'm fucking over it, man. Like, I'm just not into that music at all. I think Billie Eilish sucks. If you like her, fuck you. Your music is trash. Your taste is trash.
Bad guy.
Yeah, it's just not good music. It's just not good. And Lorde was pretty good. Go back and listen to Pure Heroin.
Are you being like a boomer by saying this though?
No,
or like,
I'm just like people like have it in their head that they like. I don't know. This shit is like so pedaled down your throat that I'm just like, how about you like take a look at what you're eating first? And it's just like, I don't know. Personally, for me, I'm like, I feel like that shit doesn't do anything for me at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I like a lot of music, so you can't even come at me like that because like I have a fucking eclectic music taste. Okay, like I'll fucking go. I'll go everywhere. All right. And I'll have a fucking conversation about it. But, like, fucking this, like, driver's license song, it's just like, what are we fucking saying? Like, I just got my driver's license, now somebody come fuck me. It's just like, what are we doing? Why are we just peddling, like, more of this shit? It's just like, I'm done with it, man. Like, where's the real artistry? Like, how about just talent?
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me a fucking 80-year-old singing about, like, World War II and, like, who's, like, a multi-instrumentalist. Like, that's fucking interesting to me.
Yeah, that'd be
you
crazy.
know?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, man. There's so much good music out there. Why would you just subject yourself to just only the new shit? You need to go and fucking do your own research. Become your own music critic. Like, make your own palette, your own library. Don't just follow, like, whatever's fucking served to you on a platter. That's just, like, what I'm against, man. I'm against that assembly line taste.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like with
Billy, I know you're listening, but, you know, come on the podcast.
We'd love to interview you, yeah.
Olivia, I hope you don't get into a car crash.
She has her driver's license.
I mean,
she somehow passed the test.
Somehow passed the test, even though like aren't like 90% of fatalities like from like little teenagers on the road, something like that.
Probably.
Anyway, we've been going hard, almost
I
like
know.
an hour and a half.
I'm
down,
vibing. I
so
could keep going.
We could, but I mean, like we really shouldn't though.
We can stop.
Yeah, how about we stop? But okay. Till next time.
Closing words? Anything?
Closing words. Billy, Olivia, fuck you.
Go
Unless you
listen
want to make an album.
Go listen to American Idiot.
Yeah, go listen to American Idiot, a real iconic album. Thanks.
Bye.